Capricorns out there. So please make sure to get the book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below as usual. All right. My prices have returned back to the original prices that they were before. Okay. I'm also selling those dating courses, I want to say, for $30 each, right? Per course. But they do go in chronological order, right? Considering the fact that if you get course 3, then it's not going to make any kind of sense, right? Or I ain't gonna say it's not gonna make any sense. It's not gonna make as much sense if you went in chronological order. So let's get into it for the Capricorns. Hold on one second. So, all right, so this is for the Capricorns. All right, so let's get into it. The Page of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Hangman, the King of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the King of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Tower, the Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Death card, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Hermit. So the Devil obviously represents Capricorn, right? The Devil and the World both represent Capricorn in the major arcana. The Tower and the Death card represent Scorpio. So, okay. So for you Capricorns, if there's anybody here that a lot of you Capricorns stop dating, right, specifically, good for you. Because this person, from what I'm seeing here, this person, if any one of you Capricorns was dating somebody, this person wasn't necessarily faithful to you anyway. This person already had some other people on the side. As you see, the Three of Cups can represent celebration, okay? It could represent, right, it represents parties. It could also represent cheating, right? Not being faithful, not actually saying what you want in a relationship type setting. So the Hangman is you when you were in that situation, meaning that they had you spinning around trying to figure out if they were really cheating. When that and they would try to make it seem as if some of you Capricorns were the ones who was crazy, when in actuality that's not the case at all. They were the ones that was actually doing the cheating. So I'm seeing here how some of you Capricorns decided to leave the situation. Let's explain to you. The King of Pentacles, some of you Capricorns decided to leave the situation. The King of Pentacles represents Capricorn anyway, or Taurus. Okay, Virgo is more so the Queen of Pentacles, right? But the King of Pentacles is about, regardless of whether or not you Capricorns knew if this person was cheating for sure, when you left is irrelevant. Because if you knew and you left them alone, good. It means that you're learning your lesson, and you're learning not to take crap from people because it's not necessary. If they really wanted to do that, they could have told you that that's what it is that they wanted to do. For you Capricorns who didn't necessarily know, right, empirically. My cat wants to leave the room. Hold on. Sorry, had to check the spot a minute, make sure there's no funny business going on. But for the Capricorns who didn't necessarily know that your partner had somebody and you still left anyway, good, because they did. The Four of Cups represents how from now on, you Capricorns, I see a lot of you are checking to see how other people receive you, in the sense that when you're approaching other people, which Capricorn and Aries don't have a problem approaching people. Because Capricorn and Aries are known as the hunters. So I'm seeing here that you're doing a lot of flirting, but the King of Cups represents you're maintaining your integrity, right? Not being shook by what has happened to you in the past or your relationships. The Two of Pentacles, the Tower. Deciding what it is that, deciding how you want to handle relationships, right? Queen of Pentacles, the people whom you're interacting with. So these three cards are very substantial. They're very important because this shows how you plan, well, these four cards shows how you plan to handle relationships. You're really taking relationships seriously, but it comes off as just you don't necessarily care, even though it does matter to you. But the Tower is that some people aren't necessarily ready for a lot of you Capricorns. You got to understand, Capricorn is a very serious, just like Scorpio, is a very serious zodiac sign. So too often times, people who are playing games aren't necessarily really built for what Capricorns can bring them. And the Queen of Pentacles represents, it represents the people whom you're interacting with. It could represent how some of these people, right, may be, I ain't gonna say delicate, but some of these people may be, they may have their own thing going on, right? This also shows me that some of you Capricorns can link up with somebody whom you didn't even necessarily expect to link up with, and the two of y'all have a lot in common. You know what I mean? The Death card, right? The Death card represents obviously this painful transition yet again, this new transformation about what you need to do and, how you need to live in a world where people say that they want love, but most of the times that's BS. You know what I mean? And see, if you would have had the Temperance, I would have told you that transition would have been a much more pleasurable one. But you have the Death card, which means it's not. It's abrupt. It's abrupt and it's ruthless. So the thing is that the Page of Cups, right, and the Page of Pentacles is about like trying to create a whole new system of how do I say this? That may be a little bit too complex, right? Because I'm kind of getting into my Virgo Aquarius thing. Kind of thinking about how relationships go, right? You meet someone, they put their best foot forward. They're usually not who they make themselves out to be, right? And a lot of you Capricorns are really thinking about that. Like, why is things so difficult for me? It's not necessarily only with you. It's pretty much the vast majority of people. Trust me. Because I'll have people who hit me up and be like, why is love so difficult? And I end up having to tell them because people's egos is involved. You know what I mean? So the Devil card and the Hermit, which is the last two, represents how you have to see, and the Page of Pentacles represents how a lot of you Capricorns don't trip about, or you shouldn't be tripping about playing games. And I'll tell you why. Because you should bring as much value to the table as possible. Because the Devil card, when you find yourself in that situation where you bring so much value to the table and people still can't act right, you really get to see if it's really you that's tripping or if it's the other person. Because see, of the relationship, half of the battle or the war of the relationship is people trying to convince you that you're crazy, right? A lot of the times. But when you don't give people spiritual ammunition for them to bark on you, and they still wild out like that anyway, it shows that they're the ones with the problem. You know what I mean? The Hermit represents the introspection that a lot of you Capricorns are starting to gain. Like, you know, you shouldn't worry about getting played. As long as, I would say this, as long as you kind of have the ability to see when someone is going a little bit too far with something, and you break out before it starts getting more dangerous or dramatic, you should be pretty much all right. Because in essence, there's no need for anyone really to be playing the game, because all you need to do is just hang out with somebody, and they're gonna show you that that if they're crazy or not, just automatically, because they can't keep on that mask 24 hours a day around somebody else. They're not going to be able to do that. They're going to slip. Chinks in their armor is going to show up. So let's clarify the Devil card. This Devil card, if you ask me, is a little bit undignified. Or, I ain't going to say undignified, but mistaken, in the sense that, you know, in the sense that people are going to try to scapegoat you, even though you're not necessarily doing anything too wrong. So the next couple of cards that I come up with are the Knight of Bats. I'm using the Halloween Tarot, all right? The Knight of Bats, the Ace of Ghosts, and the Seven of Imps, to clarify the Devil. So yes, as I was saying before, people are going to try to scapegoat you, you know, even though they're the ones in a relationship with you. But see, it becomes the Seven of Imps. It becomes this weird situation where people are not going to be able to figure out whether or not they don't like you or they like you, because they're the ones that's playing the game. See, whenever it is that let's clarify the Hermit. See, whenever it is that I'm engaging with somebody, whenever it is that some cards fell. Whenever it is that I'm engaging with somebody, right? I learned so much due to my past mistakes and the things that I've learned along the way. You know what I'm saying? I know what not to do, right? And I know what my strengths are. And when I engage with people and I'm getting to know them and they still act crazy anyway, you gotta understand, I'm not giving them any kind of spiritual ammunition to be like, oh, I'm breaking up with you because you're this or you're that. It's like, if you wilding out, I'm gonna stand here and watch you and watch, you know what I'm saying? Watch the other person make a fool out of themselves, because they have no complaints. They have no ammunition. You know what I mean? So, you know, they don't have any ammunition on you Capricorns either. A lot of you Capricorns are getting money. A lot of you Capricorns cool, calm, collected. Y'all are strategic. Y'all got a plan for the future. You know what I mean? So what exactly do they have a problem with? You know? The Ten of Imps, the Three of Bats, and last but not least, we have the Page of Ghosts. This is about how a lot of you Capricorns, the Ten of Imps, you're going to start to see that a lot of the times it's not even a problem with you, right? And you're going to be able to confront a lot of the hurt that you have endured earlier or in the past from your life. And the Page of Ghosts represents you're going to wake up and you're going to start realizing certain days when you reflect that a lot of that stuff that people try to say about you is really BS. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Liking the video does help the channel as well as the video to get picked up by the algorithm. Get to that comment section and leave a thumbs up. Peace.